So before the ancient Aztecs and Mayans were forced underground by the Spanish, the ancestors were very familiar with the ancient alien sky people. It is said because the aliens knew that they were love and light, they gave them tools and helped guide them through history. This is how they were able to build such beautiful temples and also carve such elaborate depictions of their society in hardened stone. My good friend's grandfather told him that around the last ice age, his people were guided by Mother Nature. They were told to walk across the ice and snow to the north until they saw an eagle with a snake on a cactus, and this is where they should establish their empire. And so they did, and they were assisted and given benefits of Mother Earth herself. He would say that they worked closely with the ancient sky people throughout their history, hence their knowledge in mathematics, geometry, trigonometry. And every year around the same time, the sky people would show back up and spend time with the ancient civilizations. They would have celebrations and good times together, intermingling species. These were times of great celebration and prosperity. It was always sad when the ETs had to go home. Now some of the following pictures that I'm going to show you could possibly be Aztec or Mayan. Like the one behind me, this isn't 100% verified. They were said to have been found in the temples, but put away and hid from the public. Side note, these temples were so elaborate and so well built that their toilets still work to this day. This is one you can see. The little ETs, probably from the Zeta Reticuli system, were surrounding an Aztec. A follower sent these to me and I was absolutely amazed. Again, I'm not 100% sure if they're authentic, but boy, they look pretty real to me. Here's another one where an Aztec native is almost dressed like an Anunnaki god, holding a small ET. You can see these statues are pretty good size. Look at the 5-gallon bucket. Notice the ET holds an Aztec warrior and look at his eyes. These are no doubt very unique depictions and carvings. Again, whether authentic, I cannot say, but they look pretty legit. This one reminds me of the Alien in Alien vs Predator. Notice the predator-like face and the elongated back skull. And last but not least, check out these eyes. Amazing work. If these are fakes, they are awesome. Also, notice the extraterrestrial craft. Do me a solid after this and go look up War of the Worlds. Their craft were very similar to those. In all, these statues absolutely blew my mind. Very cool. All of this was prior to the Great Flood. At the time, a number of different races inhabited all different parts of Earth, from hybrids like the Chimera to even Atlanteans and Lemurians. My buddy's grandfather would say that everybody was vibing at a higher frequency. That at this amazing time in history, Bigfoots and humans coexisted and did so well. They were able to communicate and even fought wars together. Yes, not only did multiple species coexist, but they thrived on this planet as a result. But it wasn't always peace on Earth. Throughout history, Bigfoot fought alongside man in 3 galactic wars. What people don't understand today, but they did at one time, is Bigfoot is a very old being. He has been around for millennia. He has seen many humans come and go from Earth, assisted them and helped them in ways, but also like they are with us, they've eluded them as well. So Bigfoot, yes, vibes at a higher frequency than we do. They're able to travel in and out of the Earth portals. And unlike what people think, they're actually very intellectual beings. They are generally kind-hearted and docile, but that could change in an instant. They just mostly like to keep to themselves and are peace-loving creatures. They are so satisfied in their existence that they'd rather just forage and live off the land, in total tranquility amongst themselves. But if you do happen to come across one, that means you could be close to an Earth portal. That is their sole purpose on the surface of this planet, to protect the stargates. His grandfather would state that if you come across a Sasquatch, you might actually be very close to one of these portals. But be very careful while approaching, because if they sense evil on you, they may just attack. Bigfoots are very good at reading auras and reading overall heart chakras. If they sense any evil aura on you at all, they will never let you pass through that portal, because they know the powers there are too great to use in a negative way. But on the flip side, if they sense all good and all love and light, then they might actually even let you through them. There's a good chance they will. Could you imagine vibing out with some Sasquatches, walking through a group of them to a Stargate? Unfortunately, throughout history, much like the giants, Sasquatch has been really misunderstood. Now I know for a fact, just by the way Sasquatches avoid people, they are inherently good. They truly mean us no harm. It makes one wonder, could the giants be the same way? Could they be docile and decent? And maybe we're the aggressors? Maybe they're actually here for us. Maybe they're here to help in our 5th dimension awakening. But both parties, Sasquatch included, have had evil beings in the past. Only time will tell at the end of the day. So the most common question is, why haven't we found any bones? Or really any hard physical evidence? Well, why hasn't there been any real physical evidence is people's main argument? That's because Bigfoot is intelligent and aware enough to hide themselves. In other words, they cover their tracks. And the reason we haven't found any skeletal structures or bones left from Bigfoot, that's because Bigfoot actually takes care of their dead. My theory, since yes, we really haven't dug anything up archaeologically or anything like that, is that they actually take their dead back through the portals for burial. Yes, they are that intelligent. They actually even mourn their dead, and even at a level that's comparable to mankind's. They are very family oriented and have a tight-knit clan. They stick together and have each other's backs. And hopefully someday we can get back to what we were with them pre-flood and coexist, maybe even communicate. Cause I'll tell you what, if any type of galactic war takes place, I want these guys on my side. And that goes for the giants too. I don't want to fight them. I'd rather have them on my team. And this leads into my next question. How do we know the giants are actually evil? There are many contradicting theories with this. Many go by the Bible, but the Bible has been rewritten. Are we sure that these giants weren't put here to help mankind in our ascension to 5D? And that it couldn't possibly be a certain group that doesn't have the population's best interest at heart? They're using resources and military power to not only kill these beings, but to capture them and hold them hostage. Last year, 2020, they started training soldiers to fight underground. This is said to be when the giants began waking up from their 30,000-year stasis, breaking free from their crystal chambers. As the public, we'd really never know. We're just kind of listening to what other people are saying, not seeing for ourselves. I understand that in the Bible they were man-eaters, and the result of the fallen, laying with man's daughters. But there are tales where giants were the heroes of old, that they fought off monsters and creatures threatening mankind. Corey Good states that yes, some are evil, but mostly they are good. He's a whistleblower that said he was part of the secret space program since the 80s. While professional Steve Quayle says he believes the Bible, that they are all inherently evil. But based on my research, and based on Admiral Richard Byrd's account, where his radio men coexisted and actually mingled and ate dinner with the giants, stating that they're one of the most gentle creatures he's ever been around, I question the claim that they're all evil. I do not think they are. In fact, could someone or some group be manipulating giants to hate man? Could they be torturing them? Could they be feeding them the fuel needed to attack? I'd say it's a question worth asking. What do you think? Is there really an Egyptian Sphinx in the Ozarks of Arkansas? Located on Highway 23, just north of Lamar, on Johnson County Road, is Arkansas's Ozark rendition of the Egyptian Sphinx. Right off the highway is a 1/4 mile long trail, and it leads hikers half a mile straight to the Sphinx. The only thing is, the hike is straight uphill. As you can see, it's a very unique anomaly. After much research, I really couldn't find anything on it. But then I figured out Arkansas's officials actually think it was created by Mother Nature, that it was natural. But I beg to differ. Do me a solid and take a close look here. What do you see? Head? Mouth? Eyes? To me, that's a blatant reptile or dinosaur head. Here's another figure I noticed